how we can relate to this guy. We're going to have these other people tested, and the only thing I know so far is I'm a descendant of the guys that peopled Europe after the Ice Age ended. They kind of moved up into that area. And some of them, these are homebodies, they stayed in Germany until somebody came over here. And then they stayed here for a long time.
You can go in there if you want to. There's something over there.
They seem to be kind of laying side by side.
Okay, so that would be north-south. Now somebody told me that these people were buried north-east-west or north-south. Slaves were buried one way, and white people were buried the other way. That's what I was told in Pennsylvania on a farm owned by Peter Aller, who started a family down here in Clinton, abandoned it, went out to Pennsylvania, became a Rev War veteran, and fathered another family with one of Sophia Apgar's daughters.
Wow, interesting.
He was a real grave robber by that. I mean, nursery robber by that.
I don't get much of a coming in between them like that. I don't get much.
Oh, you mean like we're actually going between sites?
Appears to be, yeah.
Oh, and they could be tree roots over here.
Is it possible? I can't pick anything up. It's like when I come down this side, I have a nice feature, and then it's just sort of gone. So now the tree roots will take a weird direction.
Well, now the next thing is, where's Dave?
I didn't pick up anything real nice.
No disturbance out here. Okay, so this looks like it could be, people probably aren't real tall unless they are holding their arm up.
What do the flags are doing for you?
They're just, they're points on there, on the GPR record that I've seen an anomaly and we need to check out.
Okay.
Geophysical dowsing.
Any way we can get it is good with me.
Those are the only three.
Oh, you mean you actually got a deflection there?
Really?
It's these guys hollering up.
Yeah.
You know,
One guy actually watched them and he was convinced that I was doing something.
you're not? Oh.
I have no idea what. I just keep walking.
Yeah, that one deflected the other way.
Can it work? Can you do it this way? Can you walk this way and do that?
As long as it never shows up on my boss's desk.
You got it. I'll edit it out.
Because it doesn't work for him for whatever reason. I don't know why. Unless he's like, he's holding it tight and doesn't realize it. It's swung at this center one, so that could be a tree root. It swung to that one.
So what do you think so far?
Well, there are little flags here that seem to be magnetic anomalies of some sort. And there are 3 of them, and they seem to be aligned almost north-south this way. Now, I'll let our expert explain what they could be and what they probably aren't. Take it away, Ben.
Well, on the GPR I picked up basically 3 groupings of anomalies. And they were like these white and gray humps about 3 to 4 feet below the ground surface. And I picked them up at discrete locations, that there was, in other words, there was a beginning and end to them, where if I was picking up a tree root or even a utility or something, it would continue on. But these three anomalies seem to end within the flag areas, almost like what a casket or whatever it was they were buried in. And it's probably, each one's probably about 6 to 7 feet long. Oh, Mike's going to demonstrate.
I'm 7 feet tall myself,
Okay.
so this is almost accurate. Well, look at that.
Because they're going to build the casket a little bigger than the person.
That's right. Besides, if I'm buried like this, I need to make it a little longer.
And I did not pick up any type of anomaly between these areas. So that told me again that there's an anomaly, a break, an anomaly, and a break, and so they're separated from each other in some way. We took GPR traverses this way, and there's a lot of miscellaneous clutter out here, as in rocks or tree roots or whatever, but you go up onto a brighter reflection and you go back down off of it again. So that's like another thing telling me that there's three distinct separated
Spots, because the original from the top in the backyard. I think we should still look under the lilac bush, which is a part of family lore too, and see if we can see any anomalies there.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like very.
We're now looking by the lilac bush. I would guess you enjoy it.
I do a lot. Every job's a little different. Everything.
So it's not the same, and it's, even though it is a routine, but it's not a routine.
Right. Every site's different. Everybody needs something a little different. It's either something's been lost, or somebody keeps telling them something, like a tank. I do a lot of tank at USTs, where, like a property transfer survey, they've been told the tanks are removed, but the bank wants verification they've been removed. And then there's others where I know there's a tank out there, I just don't know where.
Right. Have you done any other historical work?
We did, a long time ago, I did a very old church graveyard in East Donegal Township in Lancaster County, with graves that dated back to the Revolution, the Revolutionary War. The church had very old maps showing that there was probably somebody buried there, but the stones markers were gone. So we went with a radar unit like this, and we found about 5 or 6 of the very old graves that they weren't exactly sure where they were, but they could put markers on them now. Let's see. That's the only historical graves I've done. We've looked for old foundations, building foundations at Independence Mall down in Philadelphia.
Oh, how neat!
Yeah, some of the old foundations from the Revolutionary period buildings that are gone, and they're trying to excavate around some of these to get them built back up and restored. We've been up at Ellis Island at the seawall, trying to find some things for them in the seawall so I can get it stabilized. Those are probably the most historic things.
Wow, that's neat.